Good morning and welcome to 3 Minutes of Truth. This morning I want to share with you from two scriptures. The first being Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1. You've probably heard this scripture many times. To everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under heaven. And then it goes on to list a whole lot of different seasons that someone might go through in their life. And I want to talk to you about a truth from this idea that everyone goes through seasons in life. You know, when we grow up, we go from being a child to a teenager to an adult to getting older. People who are single get married, become parents, become grandparents. Maybe in your career you go through different seasons. You might change careers, you might retire one day. So in life we are constantly going through different seasons, and we're constantly transitioning from one season to another season. Now, something I see that makes me actually really sad is that a lot of people don't know how to enjoy the season they are currently in, because they're so busy trying to get to the next season, or they're so busy looking at what season another person is and saying, wow, if I could get to that season, then my life will be so amazing, or my life will be so full of joy, or I'll finally be content with my life if I can just get into that season. I think a good example is a lot of single people just can't wait to get married. And I don't think there's anything wrong with having a desire to want to get married. I can't wait to get married, but I think a lot of people don't have a healthy desire to get married. They look and say, oh, well, once I'm married, then I'll finally be fulfilled, or I'll finally be happy with my life, or I'll finally be content. And yeah, I think a lot of people are so busy looking at the season of being married in their life that they can't enjoy their season of singleness. And this is really sad, because one day they might become married and then all of a sudden they realize there's a lot of things they can't do anymore now that they're married that they could do when they were single. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but when you change seasons, that's just what happens. Your time and your priorities and your responsibilities and all of that changes when you enter into a different season. And a lot of people right now are married and they're looking back at the single people saying, there's so much I didn't enjoy or I didn't take advantage of when I was single that I wish I did. And instead of being able to enjoy their married season, they're just looking at all the single people wishing that they were one of them, and all the single people are looking at the married people wishing they were one of the married people. And this just comes down to not being able to enjoy or appreciate the season of life that we are in. So what I hope you can take away from this is that whatever season you're in right now, just learn to enjoy and appreciate that season. Learn to take advantage of that season. Don't be in such a rush to get to the next season of life thinking that, oh, once I get there, then I'll be happy. Learn to enjoy the process of where you are right now, of the season you're in right now, whatever that season is. Don't be in such a rush to get out of it that you miss all of the joy and the good things about that season, that you are going to later in life realize, wow, I never took advantage of that, and I almost never even enjoyed that season of my life. And you see a lot of people having things like midlife crises for this exact reason. They never took time to enjoy being single or being young or being just a little bit reckless or whatever you want to call it. And now they're old and they realize, I never took time to enjoy that part of my life. So they don't feel wholesome. They don't feel like they've had a whole experience of growing up. And they try and give themselves that experience when they're much older, when they should be in a different season, So you're going to miss out on a lot of enjoyment in life, both now and later, if you don't take advantage of the season you're in right now. You don't learn to just love, enjoy, and live the season you're in right now to the fullest, even if you think that you should be in a different season. And that's the scripture I want to read now. It says in Acts 1 verse 7, and he said to them, this is Jesus speaking to his disciples, said, it is not for you to know times or seasons which the Father has put in his own authority. That is the truth I hope to leave with you today. God knows what season you're in, and he knows what season's coming next, and he knows when that transition needs to happen. He knows when you are ready for that transition. And we might think that we need it to come much sooner and he wants to bring it, or we're ready for it much sooner, but at the end of the day, we just need to trust in his authority and trust that he has a plan, and trust that he has a good plan for us, and he knows when to make that transition between seasons. And just take time to enjoy where you are right now in life, the season you're in right now, the things you can do that you might not be able to do later in life or in a different season. And don't be in such a rush to grow up. Don't be in such a rush to get married. Don't be in such a rush to get to the top of your career. Don't be in such a rush to make money. Don't be in such a rush to be famous. Don't be in such a rush to be successful. Just enjoy where you are right now in the process, and trust that God will take you to the next season when you are ready. My name is Nathan, and this is 3 Minutes of Truth.